Sure it does, and we've been chatting about this to the artist Katie Tunstall. But before we hear from her and hear what she's got to say, let's have a listen to her with one of her biggest tunes.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry you're not getting to hear... So sorry you're not getting to hear that.
You got to see her.
You got to
There
see
she
her,
is.
so that's fine.
She's definitely playing a guitar and singing, and I'm
Yes,
sure you all
she
know.
is.
What's the song called?
Suddenly I See.
So people know what it sounds like.
Now, Katie is planning gigs that will help to support grassroots music venues. The gigs will happen when it's safe to do so. She's been telling us about her initiative to support these venues.
Well, basically, us artists who've been lucky enough to make a living through music, which is no mean feat, are all really, really deeply aware of how intrinsic these small venues are to the kind of evolution of any musician. And not just that, but they're just incredibly important community hubs for choirs, for theatres, for the local community to have their night out. They're these meeting places, and often these, most of the time actually, these venues are labours of love. They're not turning over huge profits. And so with the advent of the pandemic, it's put them in an incredibly precarious position where it's unlikely that many of them are going to be able to continue whilst social distancing is in place, as in they're probably going to have to shut down.
I mean, is it just the venues that you're concerned about? I mean, I know that you kind of came through the grassroots music venue route into music. I mean, but you will know about all the people that work there. You know, it's not just about the venues, it's about the staff as well.
Absolutely. And I think I challenge anyone to find an artist who hasn't come through this ecosystem to get to where they are. And it's this massive web of mostly predominantly freelance, very highly skilled workforce. I mean, in the UK, it's over 200,000 people are employed by live music venues. And this is not stuff a lot of the time that you're going to college to learn how to do this stuff, although you can more and more. But for the most part, it's people learning on the job and learning as apprenticeships, really, under other people, lighting engineers, monitor engineers, production management, you know, venue management. And this is really skilled work. And the problem that we're facing is that if these people aren't given any support, then they just have to go and get other jobs. So even if the venues manage to stay open, we might find that we get back to playing and there's no one able to work there anymore.
And in the meantime, for you as an artist, how frustrating has this period been of not being able to have that direct connection with the people who love your music?
It's been very impactful. It's been very enlightening. I feel like it's been a moment where musicians and fans can take a look at how important music is to them, because I think that relationship of getting music out to the world was kind of broken before COVID happened. And I think that it's really made us all question the value of music. And you know, I thank goodness for social media. We can bash it all we like, but it's been the way that we've been able to keep in touch during this time with fans. But there's nothing like that connection that you get in a room. It can be a transcendent experience. These flags in the sand of our lives when we go to amazing shows and come out of that room feeling like you can do anything. And, you know, it can change your heart about things. And I did an amazing online chat with Herbie Hancock, and he put it perfectly. Music is a healing force and we need it more than ever. So it's really hard being a part of this time, but I really particularly feel for new artists, because when I embarked on what, you know, was the beginning of my journey, well, I was in this ecosystem for 10 years before I actually put a record out with a label. But all these artists that were about to release records and about to go on tour, and it's really difficult to make that come round again. You don't often get more than one chance at this. So I think it's really also trying to elevate that generation of new artists who are about to share all that hard work with everybody.
Katie Tunstall, thank you so much indeed for talking to us.
All the best. Cheers.
quite a clever idea, actually, isn't it? Because it's kind of ensuring, what they hope to do is that these venues get the money, you know, long before these gigs ever happen, but, you know, at the time when they potentially really need it.
Yeah, exactly. They need to get through the winter, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I did a report earlier the year about the music industry and spoke to a recording studio and an artist and various other people, lots of people, peripherals,
that's right,
unfair, but they're central to the
yeah.
endeavour, but they're not the artists. And you know, everybody was saying the same thing, which is, I think I might have to give this up.
Yeah.
I think if this goes on for months and months and months, I mean, the main revenue stream for music now is live.
Yeah,
and takings at the bar, which is what a lot of them say.
Exactly,
as well.
and it's such a shame because they don't want to do it, but you know, many of them may feel forced to giving it up.
Katie Tunstall, though, if she is in charge, it'll all be fine.
It'll all be
she's
fine.
so positive.
She was
Really impressive.
glass half full, as you say.